They promised generational wealth. They sold us access, community, a seat at the future's table. All we had to do was click mint, pay some gas, and hold tight. Then, without warning, Twitter accounts went dark, Discords froze, and wallets emptied faster than a blinking cursor. Over $100 million evaporated in a single night, morphing thousands of eager investors into an unorganized chorus of shock. Where did the money go? Tonight, we trace the blockchain breadcrumbs and let the chain itself confess. First, a quick truth. An NFT is only a digital receipt. Nothing more, nothing less. It proves that you own something recorded in public code. But in 2021, that humble receipt mutated into gold fever. A piece of digital art sold at Christie's for $69 million. Late-night hosts flashed cartoon monkeys, and trading volumes on OpenSea rivaled small countries. People weren't chasing art. They were chasing the pure fear of missing out, and it was intoxicating. The recipe for disaster had three ingredients: unchecked hype, anonymous founders, and a global payment rail that settles in seconds. Out of that cauldron grew the rug pull. Here's the pattern you'll hear again and again. Point 1. Developers promise a revolutionary roadmap. Play-to-earn games, real-world events, passive income streams. Point 2. The public sale opens. Tokens vanish in minutes. Millions in Ether pile up. Point 3. Community managers disappear. Socials fall silent. And liquidity drains through a maze of fresh wallets. Point 4. The developers re-emerge under new aliases, ready to rinse and repeat. Let's meet four of the loudest detonations in this explosion of broken promises. Evolved Apes. 10,000 cartoon primates marketed as fighters in a future blockchain beat-em-up. Investors pictured Street Fighter tournaments, sponsorship deals, merchandising. Instead, the anonymous leader, known only as Evil Ape, withdrew 2,900 Ether, about $2.7 million at the time, and deleted every server, every tweet, every roadmap post. Community artists who had volunteered countless hours were left begging for scraps in group chats that no longer existed. Frosties. A pastel collection of popsicle characters that promised staking rewards, charity donations, and a full-blown metaverse, ice cream world. The mint sold out in 52 minutes. The founders yanked the treasury, shut everything down, and immediately began marketing a sequel called Embers. Their mistake? They had doxed just enough information for authorities to pin them. Within 8 weeks, the FBI knocked on their doors, but the money was largely gone. Pixelmon. Picture Pokemon reinvented for Web3. The pitch deck teased AAA graphics, open-world exploration, and breeding mechanics. Investors poured $71 million into the mint without seeing a single finished asset. When the reveal finally hit, buyers were greeted by blocky, half-textured monsters so ugly they sparked the viral meme. Say hi to Kevin. The founder later admitted that half the raise went to blue-chip NFTs and miscellaneous investments, not game development. Squid Game token. Not technically an NFT, but the cautionary tale is too perfect to skip. Riding Netflix fandom, the coin launched without official ties to the show, yet hype catapulted the price from a few pennies to $2,800 each. Then, in a single transaction, trading locked. Developers dumped liquidity, and the chart flatlined too. $3.3 million vanished as stunned holders watched helplessly. Those headlines barely scratched the surface. Scores of smaller projects, Balloon Kids, Baller Apes, High-Taste Skeletons, blinked in and out like faulty neon signs, each carrying away 5 figures here, 6 figures there. Add it all up, and we're staring at an epidemic that siphoned more than $1 billion in under 2 years. But crypto leaves footprints. Every token transfer is etched onto a public ledger. Watch. The Frosties contract. 2,000 Ether moves to a fresh wallet, then fans out to 3 more, then funnels through a mixing protocol designed to sever the trail. Evolved Apes follows a similar hopscotch pattern, but with a twist. One address slips, interacting with a KYC exchange. That single misstep ties an alias to a passport, and suddenly a real name appears on a warrant. Pixelmon funds, by contrast, largely sit dormant in cold wallets, chilling like digital fossils while lawsuits grind through jurisdictions. For victims, the numbers aren't abstract. Listen to Alex from Melbourne. I put in 10,000 I'd save for my daughter's college. It felt safe because everything was so public. Now it's just gone. Or Priya from Hyderabad. I saw Paris Hilton talking apes and thought, if celebrities trust this, maybe it's real. I lost my first year's salary in one click. Reddit threads read like group therapy sessions. Confession, anger, bargaining, depression, rarely acceptance to S. Oh, what have we learned? First, anonymity is both a shield and a sword. Second, fancy websites and Hollywood endorsements do not equal due diligence. Third, if a project can't survive transparency, if it hides its team, its finances, its deliverables, it probably deserves to fail. Since the crash, legitimate builders have started doxing themselves, locking community funds in multi-sig treasuries, and hiring independent auditors. Regulation is creeping closer, but borders and blockchains don't line up neatly, so prosecutions remain the exception, not the rule. Volumes have fallen by more than 95% since the peak, yet hype never truly dies. It only hibernates. The next bull run will arrive, powered by new acronyms, and the cycle will tempt a fresh wave of dreamers. When that moment comes, remember the echoes of Evolved Apes, Frosties, Pixelmon, and Squid Game. Token, remember that excitement is not evidence. Influencers are not fiduciaries, and trust, real trust, still demands faces, names, and accountability. That if you were rug pulled, tell your story in the comments. Your cautionary tale might save someone else's rent, tuition, or retirement. And if you're building the next big thing, prove it, document it, and don't hide. Because on the blockchain, every scam is forever. And so is every act of integrity.